on Jalen Brunson in the first round of the draft. Now he's leading the New York Knicks to a deep playoff. How can the second round pick become one of the biggest superstars of basketball and bring the Knicks back to the
He brought us back to play. He did that.
The start of the 2018 draft, Jalen Brunson was one of the
41?
English prospects, high school champion, two-time NCAA champion. You would think NBA teams would be desperate to add him to their roster. But despite his incredible resume, scouts weren't impressed. They believed he was too short, too unathletic, and too low a ceiling. So by the end of the first round, Jalen Brunson still hadn't heard his name called. A brutal reality check. But early in the second round with the 33rd overall pick, the Dallas Mavericks selected Jalen Brunson. With the 33rd pick in the 2018 NBA draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Jalen Brunson. Brunson felt relieved and grateful to finally hear his name. But after watching so many teams pass on him, he had a chip on his shoulder, one that would fuel him throughout his NBA career. He was eager to play for the Mavs, but playing time would be hard to come by. They already had a crowded backcourt with Luka Doncic, Dennis Smith Jr., and veteran JJ Redick. So
Luca still don't got a ring.
some nights he played limited minutes. Other nights he didn't play at all. For most young players, this will be frustrating, but Jalen stayed ready. Whenever his number was called, he played well. He ran the second unit, played under control, and took good care of the ball. But despite the flashes, Brunson was still glued to the bench. With Brunson buried behind so many guards, he was unsure if he would ever.
Nah, he's a scary player because he's a lefty, but he do everything with his right hand.
At the trade deadline, everything changed. In a shocking move, the Mavs sent out Dennis Smith Jr. to the Knicks in a deal to get Kristaps Porzingis. With Dennis going, Jalen knew his chance to earn a big role was now. A week after the trade, Brunson had a standout performance, dropping 22 points on the Nuggets. From that point onward, Brunson was now the Mavs starting point guard. Luka was still the franchise player and took most of the shots, but he used that as motivation to improve. The Mavs finished with just 33 wins, near the bottom of the Western Conference. After an offseason of hard work, Brunson was determined to help the Mavs make the playoffs. In his second year, he continued to thrive alongside Luka. His numbers were modest, but every now and then he looked like a future star. Now the Mavs were in the playoff picture in the West. Brunson was looking forward to his first postseason, believing he could help lead Dallas on a deep playoff run. But just when Brunson and the Mavs were on the rise, the unthinkable happened. Brunson would suffer a shoulder injury that would require surgery, ending his season early. Brunson would only be able to watch from the sidelines as Dallas was eliminated in the first round by the Clippers. It was a tough pill to swallow, a promising season that ended in disaster. But Brunson was determined to come back strong. After months of rehab, Brunson got back to work, determined to return better than before. And at the start of the 2020 to 21 season, it was clear the hard work had paid off. He was a backup point guard, but when he checked into the game, he provided a huge spark, making him a strong candidate for the Sixth Man of the Year award. With Luka and Brunson leading the way, Dallas finished higher in the standings, this time as a 5 seed. In the playoffs, the Mavericks would face the Los Angeles Clippers again, a star-studded team that featured Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. Most expected the Clippers to win the series, but the Mavericks weren't concerned about what others thought. They were focused on winning, and at the start of game one, they came out the gate swinging. Clippers had no answers for Luka as he had a triple double, and Jalen Brunson gave him plenty of support, delivering 15 points. The Mavericks' success continued in the next game as they got the victory and took a commanding 2-0 lead. Dallas entered the series as underdogs, but now they were in the driver's seat. With the next two games on their home court, they were in great position to advance. But the Clippers weren't going down by a fight. Not only did Kawhi and Paul George both cook in games 3 and 4, but the Clippers made a key adjustment, putting the 6'8" Nicholas Batum on Brunson. Brunson struggled to hit shots over his length. He was officially on lockdown. Over the course of the rest of the series, Brunson did his best to bounce back, but he struggled mightily. Fans began noticing that Coach Carlo had clearly lost trust in Brunson and was playing Trey Burke over him. The series will go to a game 7 where the Clippers won in a blowout. Brunson had immediately 2 points in the game. The Clippers series haunted him all offseason, being benched, losing Coach Carlisle's trust, and struggling when he was needed the most. Critics questioned whether a 6'1" guard like Brunson could ever truly succeed in the playoffs. Some believed he had already peaked. Brunson was embarrassed, but instead of letting the failure break him, he used it as motivation. In the summer, he was on his grind. He knew that his lack of size was a limitation, so he expanded his offensive bag, adding footwork, counters, and post moves to attack taller defenders. The Clippers series may have been a setback, but he was ready for a major comeback. And by the start of the 2021 to 22 season, Brunson looked like a completely new player.
That boy different.
Luka was the well, given the dangerous backcourt,
Been 6 feet.
this was no longer just
Damn near it.
the Mavs finished the regular season with 52 wins, earning the 4th seed in the Western Conference. But after the heartbreak against the Clippers in the previous year, Brunson wanted more than just a playoff appearance. He wanted to prove himself. In the first round, they faced a strong Utah Jazz team led by Donovan Mitchell. The Mavs were the higher seed and had home court advantage, making them the favorite. But then disaster struck. Luka suffered a calf injury right before the start of the playoffs, causing him to miss the start of the series. Brunson did his best to carry the team in Luka's absence. He was aggressive in game 1, but he struggled to convert, hitting just 9 of his 24 shots. The Jazz, on the other hand, got great production from Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert as they won 99 to 93. With the Mavs down over 1 and Luka still sidelined, everyone expected them to lose. But this wasn't how Brunson wanted the season to end. And in game 2, he answered the call.
Cut off the glass. Fuck it. Fuck it. I won't say he better than Steph, LeBron. He remind me of Kobe though. Let's say this. He better than Melo. He better than T Mac. He better than I started naming mad people that play for the Knicks that he better than. He's way better than Jeremy Lin.
He dropped 31 points to lead Dallas to victory. Against all odds, the Mavs were up 2-1 in the series.
Dropped 41 last night to bring home the championship. Let's go, New York. Anybody that was hating on them is weird. And they wasn't my team at the beginning of the season. They my team now though. Like the fuck? I'm gonna keep going against my own hometown. Nah, I was born and raised here.
Like, it was an incredible achievement, but things weren't about to get any easier. Now the Mavs were headed to the second round where they would face the Phoenix Suns. The Suns were the heavy favorite, and they quickly showed why when they went up 2-0 in the series. With the Mavs down 0-2, nearly everyone was writing them off. But Jalen wasn't new to adversity, and in game 3, he went off. Jalen led both teams in scoring with 28 points at the mascot victory, and he kept shooting well in game 4 to tie the series. What looked like a cakewalk for Phoenix was proving to be extremely competitive. And it was clear that these two teams didn't like each other. The next two games were physical, intense, and filled with trash talk. Phoenix defended their home court in game 5. Dallas did the same in game 6. It would all come down to a game 7. With the final game being on their home court, the Suns were expected to advance. But what happened next shocked everyone. Luca and Brunson stole the show, combining for 40 points in the first half alone. The game already looked over by halftime. Dallas would cruise to a dominant 33-point victory. It was a severe, historic, and embarrassing beatdown. The Mavericks were playing way above expectations, but things were only about to get much harder. Now they will go up against a dynasty, the Golden State Warriors. The Mavs knew they were underdogs, but they believed they could win the series. In the first 3 games, Brunson and Luka competed hard, but Golden State was another beast. Their star power, suffocating defense, and superior depth was too much to overcome. Dallas was now down 0-3. They kept their season alive with a Game 4 victory, but the Warriors won Game 5 to complete the gentleman's sweep. The Mavericks' impressive playoff run had now come to an end. The loss was disappointing, but it also confirmed what Jalen had spent years working to prove. He was a big time player, and the next chapter of his career was about to begin. Jalen's rookie contract had now expired, making him a free agent. After the playoff run, he expected to remain a Maverick. So they'd be losing the Western Conference Finals. And I remember seeing something on Twitter after the game, and it was like Mark saying, "Hey, like you can pay him the most money." And so he says that on Twitter. He says that in the interview, like whatever, like literally right after the game. And so I'm thinking, like, okay, it's so that it's from my point of view. You can't speak to anyone else, and just from my point of view, it's tricky. Despite Brunson helping Dallas to get to the Western Conference Finals, the front office declined to offer him an extension. Brunson was disappointed, but this would prove to be a blessing in disguise. A new
Because you brung us the fucking championship. Fuck Dallas. Fuck all them other teams.
This would allow Brunson to be the primary.
Fuck San Antonio for sure. Because fucking tall ass Wemby kept trying to injure my son.
So when
The fuck? Why you pushing him from his head straight to the ground? That's why we won. Because the cheating shit, or he's gonna show who got the better talent in the end.
Best point guards in basketball.
The fuck? And I've been saying this shit all yesterday night. This is not 2K. That nigga is not a regular human being. That nigga is a created 2K player, gang.
Noise and focused on winning. And it didn't take long for him to show that he was a godsend for the Knicks. He proved to be an amazing floor general. He was scoring, distributing, and making everyone around him better. And at the end of games, he consistently delivered in the clutch. Behind Brunson's leadership, the Knicks were an improved team. By mid-season, New York was in playoff contention, hovering around 500. It was clear they were competitive, but not yet dangerous. Brunson understood what the moment required. If the Knicks were going to be more than just an average team, he needed to raise his level even further. From that point on, Brunson became more aggressive. He was his favorite character. From January onward, Brunson averaged 27 points per game. He was playing like a superstar. Yet, despite his incredible play, he was left off the All Star team. Brunson was annoyed by the snub, but instead of dwelling on it, he used it as fuel. Winning followed as the Knicks stormed up the Eastern standings, finishing with 47 wins and getting the 5 seed in the East. In the first round, the Knicks would play the Cleveland Cavaliers, where Brunson would have a rematch with Donovan Mitchell. As the higher seed, the Cavs were select favorites, and most expected a long competitive battle. In game 1, Brunson and Mitchell went toe to toe. You can pull the trigger that time. Now Mitchell with a shot clock down to 5. That's it there. They got the lead back to 7. Brunson working on Mitchell. Little hesitation. Another fadeaway. The game went back and forth all night. In the final minute, New York was barely holding on to the 1-point lead. Brunson knew his time was now. You know, with a 2-point lead. Brunson again working on his head. Thanks to those clutch baskets, the Knicks got the victory and took a 1-0 lead. The Cavaliers would respond in game two, leading from start to finish and winning by 17 points. The Knicks lost the game, but they had the advantage with the series tied 1-1 and the next two games on their home floor. In game three, the Knicks and Cavs were tied at the end of the first quarter, but the rest of the game was all Knicks. Brunson caught fire, and the Knicks overwhelmed Cleveland with their physicality and intensity. The end result was a 20-point victory and a Knicks 2-1 series lead. Game four was absolutely pivotal. For New York, a chance to take a huge lead. For Cleveland, a chance to tie the series. Brunson understood the stakes and came ready to play.
What happened to my son Derrick Rose?
And the W. Now the Knicks were up 3-1, and they had no intention of letting Cleveland back into the series. They won game five easily and advanced to the second round. What the Knicks just did stunned the world. Just a year ago, Brunson was called overpaid, yet he destroyed the Cavs in the first round. But soon a new challenge would emerge: the Miami Heat. The Knicks were the higher seed, but Miami was more battle tested, and Jimmy Butler was on an absolute tear, making the Heat the favorite to win the series. Game one was competitive from start to finish. Brunson played well, but so did Jimmy Butler. And in the
Yeah, that was
closing
the
minutes,
year the Heat won. I
the Warriors
remember that.
the final minutes belonged to the Heat as they outperformed the Knicks and stole the win. After dropping game one at home, game two felt like a must win. Jalen Brunson delivered, pouring in 30 points. New York escaped with a narrow win, evening the series, but it felt more like survival than momentum. Miami would go on to win games three and four convincingly. Brunson was playing well, but Jimmy and Adebayo consistently imposed their will. Now facing a 3-1 deficit, the Knicks were on the brink of elimination. Brunson realized that the only way New York had a shot to win was if he raised the ball. In game five, he was sensational, dropping an absurd 38 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists to get the victory. The Knicks will live to see another day. But with game six in Miami, things were only going to get tougher. With the season on the line, Brunson left the
Yo,
court.
some blue and orange heart. Thank you, please.
Brunson erupted for 41 points, but his turnover
Only enough to react to that game.
despite the loss, Brunson's performance didn't go
This
unnoticed.
was game five. About to do the reaction to game four, 29-point comeback win.
In the next season, Brunson and the Knicks were looking to build
What?
up. They were coming off a
That boy
and
is
now
different. And I can say that because I think I'm older than him.
the Knicks were struggling.
Probably not that much older, but I'm older than him.
15 record. They wanted to be contenders, yet they were swimming in mediocrity. This season was looking like a failure. But then they made a huge trade.
Hired 3-and-D specialist OJ Anunoby and two other players from the Raptors in exchange for RJ Barrett, Emmanuel quickly, and a 2024 second-round pick.
With OG Anunoby, the Knicks now had one of the very best two-way players in the league. His impact was
If
immediate.
it wasn't him for him, we probably would have never won. OG played a big ass part in us winning. Him, Cat, and JB, Captain Clutch. He better drop some sneakers and put that right on. Left foot, Captain, right foot, Clutch. He's really different.
With Randall's sidelines, he went Super Saiyan. Night in and night out, he put up otherworldly performances. And then in late March, he had a game to remember. And Brunson has 61 points. 61 points. the second highest scoring game in Knicks history behind Carmelo's 62. With Brunson leading the way, the Knicks stormed up the Eastern Conference standings. They won 50 games and finished as the 2 seed in the East. The world could no longer deny Brunson's greatness. He not only made the first All-Star team of his career, but finished fifth in MVP voting. It was a remarkable season, but now it was time for the playoffs. In the first round, the Knicks will play the 76ers. This wasn't a normal.
Jeez.
The Sixers had the reigning MVP in Joel Embiid and a rising star in Tyrese Maxey. Despite being the higher seed, the Knicks entered the series as underdogs. But Brunson and the Knicks were unconcerned with projections. They were ready for battle. The series didn't start pretty for Brunson. In the first 2 games, he struggled to find his rhythm, but it didn't matter. The role players stepped up. Thanks to strong defense, rebounding, and execution in the clutch, New York won 2 gritty physical games and took a surprising 2-0 lead. Despite the deficit, the 76ers remained confident.
We're the better team, and we're gonna keep fighting.
The lid finally came off for Brunson in Game 3 as he poured in 39 points and 13 assists. But it wasn't enough as the Sixers got the win largely thanks to Embiid's 50 points. With the series now 2-1, Game 4 would be crucial. Brunson poured in 47 points, the highest scoring playoff game ever by a Knick. They now had a commanding 3-1 lead. The Sixers won Game 5 thanks to some heroics by Tyrese Maxey, but the Knicks ultimately took care of business in Game 6 behind Brunson's 41 points and 12 assists. Once again, the Knicks had won a series they were widely expected to lose. And along the way, Brunson wasn't just dominant, he was historic. Over the course of the series, he became the first player since Michael Jordan to score 40 or more points in 3 straight playoff games. Now the Knicks were in the semifinals where they would face a tough Pacers squad led by Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam. The Knicks jumped out to a 2-0 series lead, fueled once again by Jalen Brunson. But their wins also resulted in a loss. OG Anunoby suffered an injury that would take him out the lineup. A huge blow for a team that was already shorthanded. Without OG, the series shifted. Pascal Siakam was fully unlocked. He punished New York in games 3 and 4, overwhelming the depleted Knicks front court and helping Indiana to tie the series at 2-2. Momentum had swung, but Brunson refused to
You're
let this.
supposed to win when the ring. This year, when OG got injured, that like limited our chances.
Points.
That was when Indiana thought they had it. What they did this year, got the broom.
But Indiana
Like, don't play with that boy. He's different, and he hold grudges.
forcing Game 7 back at Mass
Tell you hold grudges.
still appeared to have the edge. But then the wheels fully came off. In Game 7, Brunson suffered a fractured hand, forcing him to exit the game. Without their leader, the Knicks had no answers. Indiana cruised to a comfortable victory, ending New York's seasons in heartbreak fashion. Despite the second round exit, Brunson gained respect. Great player, and I'm honored to be able to watch him. At this point, Brunson was no longer a star. He was a legit superstar. He was 27 years old, he was entering the prime of his career. The Knicks front office knew they couldn't afford to waste this golden opportunity. So they made some serious reinforcements that summer.
Yeah, that's my weed. Your weed in the pressure.
Bridges, and shipping off Julius Randle to the Timberwolves for Karl Anthony Towns. With these 2 moves, the Knicks were viewed as one of the top contenders. But not everyone was convinced. Some media voices questioned whether the Knicks could truly win with Brunson as their best player.
I disagree with Yankee today, but they do have their due. Oh, Jalen Brunson.
It was the same doubt Brunson had faced his entire career. With the 24-25 season right around the corner, Brunson was ready to prove that he was wrong. But the start of the season was rocky. Through 10 games, the Knicks stumbled to a horrible 4-6 record. But then things started to click. They went 9-2 over their next 11 games and stormed up the standings. Brunson and Cat started to develop their own court chemistry where they became a deadly 1-2 punch. And after struggling early to find his rhythm, Mikal was now thriving next to his new teammates. By All-Star break, the Knicks had a strong 33-22 record. Brunson and Towns were recognized for their excellence, both being named All-Star starters. After the break, the Knicks closed the year strong, winning 51 games and securing the third seed in the East. Despite a strong record and great individual play, a troubling 0-10 record against the league's elite fueled the narrative that New York was a pretender rather than a contender. In the first round, New York faced the young Detroit Pistons team led by rising star Cade Cunningham. The Knicks were favorites, but this was expected to be a close series. Game one proved this to be true. The first half was back and forth, but then the Pistons seized control in the third quarter. Detroit appeared to be on the verge of stealing one on the road, but the Knicks' veteran savvy took over in the fourth quarter as they went on a massive run that won them the game. The Knicks got the victory, but game one validated what everyone initially thought. This series was going to be a fight. In game two, Brunson had 37 points, but it wasn't enough. The Knicks got outplayed in crunch time, leading to a Detroit victory. Brunson was heavily criticized by the media after the game. Even though he scored a lot of points, media pundits said he didn't do a good enough job of passing the ball. With the series tied 1-1 and now headed to Detroit, Brunson knew he had to be better. In game three, not only was he aggressive, but he made a stronger effort to get his teammates involved, which helped to unleash Carl Anthony Towns. The star duo dominated games three and four, helping the Knicks to win both games and put Detroit on the brink of elimination. But the Pistons weren't done. They beat the Knicks in game five, making the series 3-2. Now the Knicks needed to win again in Detroit or else play a game seven in New York. Game six was an absolute slugfest. Brunson was playing extremely well, but so were the Pistons, and with just 20 seconds remaining, the score was tied. It would all come down to one final possession.
Fuck it.
In a legacy-defining game, Brunson dropped 40 points and drained a dagger three that broke the hearts of Pistons fans and sent New York to the next round. It was an impressive win, but this was where the Knicks' playoff run was expected to end. Now they would face the Boston Celtics. This series, the Celtics had won 61 games, swept the Knicks in the regular season, and were the defending champions. Most analysts had Boston winning in 4 or 5 games. At this stage, merely hanging with Boston would have been viewed as an overachievement. Winning the series felt almost unthinkable. In game one, Boston appeared to be proving everyone right. Early in the fourth quarter, the Celtics had both a 20-point lead, firmly in control and on the verge of a dominant opening.
We coming back to those.
Then Coach Tibbs made a big adjustment, packing the paint, taking away easy finishes, and forcing Boston into contested threes. The Celtics went cold at the worst possible time, and as Boston struggled to score, Jalen Brunson came up clutch.
Great offensive player with the ball and fantastic defender at home. It's much easier for
New York erased the deficit, sent it to overtime, and stole the victory. The Celtics were stunned, but soon after, they were looking for revenge. In game two, Boston took another commanding 20-point lead in the fourth quarter. But once again, the Knicks put on a defensive clinic, forcing Boston to go nearly 8 minutes without scoring. And while the Celtics were in a drought, the Knicks made plays. The Knicks not only shocked the Celtics, but the entire world. Their back-to-back 20-point comebacks was the first in league history. Now they were up 2-0 with the next two games being in MSG. The Celtics were completely embarrassed. They played game three with fire and desire and blew out the Knicks, making the series 2-1. Game four became the turning point. The stakes were clear. A Knicks win will put Boston on the brink. A Celtics win will bring momentum back in their favor. Both Brunson and Tatum played the game like it was their last. But before the pass even happens, they start the rotation.
From Joey?
Brunson had 39 points and 12 assists, while Jason Tatum had 42. It was a battle for the ages. Late in the fourth, the Knicks led.
This gotta be 2022. That's when the Celtics won.
The injury to Tatum sealed the deal as the Knicks won Game 4 and took a 3-1 lead. The Celtics showed pride in Game 5 where Jaylen Brown led Boston to a victory, but that only delayed the inevitable. In Game 6, the outcome of the game was never in doubt. New York crushed Boston, winning by 38 points. What the New York Knicks had just accomplished wasn't just a series win, it was a massive upset. On paper, the Knicks were inferior, but on the court, they were better. And it wasn't luck, it was discipline, defense, poise, and Jalen Brunson's brilliance. Now, for the first time in 25 years, New York was headed to the conference finals. A finals appearance felt within reach, but the road ahead was anything but easy. It wasn't the same Pacers team the Knicks had faced a year earlier. Indiana was deeper, faster, and fresh off a stunning upset in which they beat a 64-win Cavaliers team. The Knicks were ready for the challenge, and in game one, they were excelling. Late into the fourth quarter, they were in full control. With just 4 minutes left, New York held a 14-point lead. The W was right there. They just needed a strong finish. But they would learn the hard way that this Pacers team never quits. The Pacers pulled an incredible comeback and won the game in OT. For the New York Knicks, this was devastating. They
Yeah, that's why they won the game to OT. That's made.
Favors. It became clear that winning this series was going to demand absolute perfection, or it would punish them mercilessly. Unfortunately, game two was a painfully similar story. Late in the fourth, the win was there for the taking. But once again, crunch time belonged to the Pacers, and just like that, the Knicks found themselves down 0-2. Brunson knew the Knicks were in a huge hole, but he refused to believe the series was over. He struggled with his shooting in game three, but Cat had an amazing second half that pushed New York to victory. The Knicks now had a golden opportunity to tie the series. Brunson dropped 31 points in game four, but Halliburton was even better. He carved up New York's defense, posting a triple double, 32 points, 12 boards, and 15 assists. The Pacers won comfortably and went up 3-1 in the series. In game five, Brunson answered the call with 32 points, while Towns delivered 24 points and 13 rebounds of his own. New York got a dominant victory. Now the series was 3-2, and suddenly a game seven in New York felt possible. Brunson was built for these moments, but in game six, he had a nightmare performance. Andrew Nemhard's relentless defense completely disrupted Brunson's rhythm. He shot just 8 for 18 from the field and scored only 19 points. The Knicks couldn't afford Brunson to have a bad game. The Pacers would win by 17 points, ending the series and eliminating New York from the playoffs.
For me, it was fun because there's a lot of people saying we couldn't do a lot of things. A lot of negativity around what we were trying to accomplish and the way we just kind of put blinders on and went to work. That's what I'm most proud of with this team.
All in all, 24-25 felt like a breakthrough season for the Knicks, despite the disappointing ending. They had their deepest run in a quarter century and were clearly knocking on the door of championship contention. The Knicks front office believed the roster was ready, but needed reinforcement.
Next year they
And
did it.
based on Mike Brown. The message was clear. Championship expectations had arrived. And with Jason Tatum and Tyrese Halliburton suffering devastating injuries, New York stood out as the clear favorite to emerge from the East. And early on, they looked the part. 2 months into the season, the Knicks had a dominant 23-9 record. They were impressive, but skeptics wanted to know how the Knicks stacked up against the elite teams. They got a perfect opportunity in mid-December when they played in the NBA Cup Championship. Across the floor stood a dangerous San Antonio Spurs squad, led by the league's most terrifying young force, Victor Wembanyama. The moment demanded greatness, and Jalen Brunson answered.
Yo, Silver, you made some big shit. I'm not jacking that. For money, you made it go or nothing again. You're clear for that. Made it go 2 more games because you wanted more money, more ticket sales. Stop those from making history. Nobody ever did that. From round one to the finals, it would have been everybody get the fucking broom. Everybody would have got swept the fuck back to where they coming from. But no, they
hit rock bottom and knew they needed to respond.
you and Trump must have had something going on. Money.
The message
This year was supposed to be done nights ago.
on January 21st, New York responded in historic fashion. They annihilated the Brooklyn Nets by a score of 120 to 66. It was the largest margin of victory in franchise history and the fewest points allowed by an NBA team since 2016. The Knicks didn't just win, they reminded the league who they were. New York had found its swag again, and they go on to win 8 games in a row and close the season strong, winning 53 games and landing the 3 seed in the East. By all accounts, the Knicks had a strong regular season, but their inconsistent play had fans calling them pretenders rather than contenders. That sentiment was validated when the Knicks were down 2-1 to the Hawks in the first round of the play. Despite being the favorite to win the series, the Knicks were getting outplayed by CJ McCollum, potentially facing a
One this year, that was last year.
definition of a must-win game. The Knicks' backs were to the wall, but in Game 4 they responded. Brunson had a rough shooting night, but he had major support with OG dropping 22 and 10 and Cat delivering a triple-double. Atlanta couldn't match the Knicks' firepower and lost 114 to 98. Now the series returned to their home court in Game 5, where Brunson would have a game for the ages. "39 points, 8 assists, 29-point victory. Now the Hawks are on the ropes. In Game 6, the Knicks didn't take their foot off the gas. The game already looked over at halftime with the Knicks up by 47. In the second half, the beating continued as the Knicks went up by 61 points, the largest lead in playoff history. It was a historic ass whooping. In the next round, they would face the Embiid-led 76ers, who were coming off an impressive first-round upset against the Celtics. Everyone expected this to be a competitive series, but the Knicks shocked everyone. They swept Philly, with most of those wins being blowouts. The Knicks were rolling. They now had won 7 games in a row with an average margin of victory of 26 points. They looked unbeatable. Next, the Cavaliers. The Knicks were the favorite to win this series, but Game 1 started off brutal. Down 22 in the fourth quarter, the Knicks looked dead, cold from three, and clearly rusty after 9 days off. Most fans thought the game was over, but Brunson had something to say about that.
Don't want to give up the threes. Brunson went hard on him. Brunson on the drive, the floater, big shot. It's good. Brunson pulling in that fourth quarter. Flash gets past one, gets inside the floaters. And the fans dancing with joy. They have watched one of the greatest comebacks in NBA playoff history.
Brunson willed the Knicks back when all hope seemed lost. It was one of the greatest comebacks in NBA history. The Cavs never fully recovered from the heartbreak of Game 1. The Knicks will go on to easily win the next 3 games and sweep Cleveland.
Breathe it out of here.
The New York Knicks are on an incredible run. They've now won their last 11 games, with most of their wins being blowouts. And with Spurs and Thunder set to go the distance in the West, with there being injuries to key players on both sides, the Knicks have a great shot at going all the way. Just think of how crazy Jalen Brunson's story is. He's been doubted at every point of his career. Nearly every team passed him in the draft. He was told that he was too short, too unathletic. The Knicks got clowned for signing him. They said he wasn't worth his contract. said you could never leave the Knicks too. And now he's got the Knicks in the NBA Finals.
He about to get the max. He gonna be the most paid NBA player after the summer.
Do you think he could lead the Knicks?
Try gonna be like 180 M's.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing rest of your day.
And now back to the finals. Started back over from game 1. He been lighting spark. We know why he got that trophy. 20 plus every game. Spark City. He laying the belt.
Gets to the paint, pulls up, jump shot, it's good. Cancel that on a dozen. Ride the shot, Jim Perry right on him. On top, beautiful pass inside. Anthony Towns with his third assist. Yeah, excellent transition defense. Next, which is 3 fast break points. Towns gets inside. Takes a hit. Let a chance for a 3-point play. Box double. Penny gets away. Drives on Brunson. Goes inside. Blocked by Towns. Sure, lost the ball right there to pick it up. Brunson the drive, sidestep, floats it up and in. Jalen Brunson with the bucket. Good defense from Towns again. Penny step back. Tucker, baseline drive. Reversing again. Dylan Harper having some to give his 3-point range. That's 24%. Back to the steal. It's from Fox. Archie McBride. Out of Shannon. Quick release Shannon. Corner three. Left open. Brunson, McBride. Quick release McBride. 3-pointer can't get it. It's a rebound. Anthony Towns now with 15 points and 9 boards. The Knicks get some momentum. Wemby coming in. And now the Spurs to slow it down with Wemby back. Fox. That one down. Aaron,
You're ready stuff.
Gonna take that one.
Lead out.
It's a rebound. No, Anthony Towns cheats for as an approach to
If you don't take the first one that I pass your way, I'm smoking that.
Pulls up jumper.
Now give me the other one.
He's about 6 foot even. Gavin goes up. The cell throws it down. The cell gets away. Shepard in pursuit. Wembanyama against Robinson goes inside. Slow down. It's about a 5-second difference. Shot clock game. Mark has to pass it out. McBride, corner three. It's in the corner. This Knicks team is very good. For anybody that thinks this was just a hot team, this is a team as Landry Shamet makes an outstanding cut. Shot clock though already down to 5. Anunoby goes inside the drive. Shoji Anunoby with his 3rd field goal. Vassell, clear back from the basket, comes up short. Wemby keeps it alive. The foul is good. The length of Victor Wembanyama on display again. There's no other player in the world that can do that. Deuce McBride. Anunoby, corner three. Anunoby coming alive offensively. The Knicks go up by 4. Played fine by McBride, but Anunoby stepped right into that. There was not a lot of time to get that shot off. Nice spin move, Castle. A soft touch. Barnes pressuring Towns. Anunoby. Takes, shoots over Wemby. It's another 3. Anunoby's coming up here. He hit it with 2 or 3 jab steps, finally creating separation so he can get that shot off. For the steal, the Cell kicks it back out. Castle launches a 3-pointer. It's good. Everybody making buckets right now, and it's a 2-point game. Barnes. Vassell on the foul. Well, Mike Brown wants time off. We're tied again with 7 to play. He is training punches, understanding the magnitude of game 1, and now the Knicks get Jalen Brunson back on the floor. Brunson with a beautiful underhand floater. Knicks back up by 2. Harper drives, double team. Vassell. Put away from Wendy. Here comes Brunson. Stutter dribble, drives inside. Land. Nayland Brunson coming on again as we approach the midway point here on the fourth. Brunson looking. Brunson driving left, shot is good. Brunson barrage here in the fourth quarter. For this San Antonio Spurs team, but the Knicks get a couple more stops. Lenny with the play, nails it. And Mike Brown wants timeout. Thought about a three. Now comes on Towns, goes inside, layup, he banks it in. Towns is going to pick up his points. And a chance to cut it to one to break the one. Brunson keeps it alive. Bridges looks back to Brunson. Corner three is up. And Brunson from downtown. And the next thing a 2-point lead. Under a minute to play. Drills it off his foot.
Bitch, I got 100 guns, 100 clips. Bitch, I'm from New York. New York.
Looking for Brunson. Josh Hart has been everywhere. All the intangible plays as we're down to 46 seconds remaining. Brunson on the drive, spins. Underneath, puts it up. Puts it in. Jalen Brunson does it again. It's a 6-point lead with 37 seconds left. Fires off the bounce, gets inside, kicks it up the corner, out of bounds by Shepard with 20.7 remaining.
And the Spurs got to get into it quicker. And at this point in time, you're down by 8 with 20 seconds to go.
It's going to determine the last player to touch the ball was Vassell. San Antonio had called this timeout. 30 seconds and 90 elapsed when the Knicks challenged. Therefore, San Antonio will be charged a timeout since it's a successful challenge. The Knicks will retain their challenge.
Brilliant here on the fourth, 13 points in the period. They get it inside, and over immediately foul. And they'll go back to the free throw line.
He's got 14 rebounds and 6 assists.
And 4 steals. New York has heard them on the road throughout this postseason. Now, Anobi clutch free throws, 11 straight points. Champagny launches his three-pointer. Back yet another rebound out to Brunson. And the Spurs won't foul. It's now 12 consecutive wins for the Knicks as they take game 1 of the NBA Finals. Their 7th consecutive win. One of the great playoff runs in NBA history is still alive.
It's a tie game with about 2:15 to go. Just what was the difference in those last 2 minutes?
I think just sticking together. Wasn't really our night. Wasn't really my night most of the night. But we kept finding a way, kept chipping away. I just like how we're doing it tonight.
And you guys were down 14 in the third quarter. Just what started to turn things around?
Honestly, just think of chemistry. It's knowing that we have each other's back. There's a lot of things X and O's like we could have done better, but I think most importantly, our togetherness really something was really the biggest difference.
You said offensively it wasn't a lot of guys' nights, but what impact did Josh Hart? What impact did he have on this game?
I mean, whatever you need him, he's going to execute. That's who he is. I mean, he's going to find a way.
You looked like you got banged up once in the first quarter, then in the second quarter. How's your body feeling right now?
I'll be all right.
And the mindset, as always, is still one of the first 2 on the road. You've already done that now. What's going to be your mindset as you start thinking about game 2?
We got to go back and just watch the things we need to think. It's a long journey, but I think there's a lot of things that we can do better.
We'll see you in game 2.
6 forward from Villanova, number 25. Game 2. Falling in game 1, their lowest field goal percentage of the season, yet still they led by 1 with 2 minutes to go. Fox floats it over to Vassell off the bounce. Wembanyama goes right at Karl Anthony Towns. Pass inside, they throw it up top. Vassell lines it up and knocks it down. Tony Fletcher leads the hungry shot to the perimeter. And that's what Mitch Johnson said. He was troubled by most in game 1 for lack of ball movement, only 16 assists. They didn't shoot well, so I didn't. But excellent ball movement on the first possession. Brunson, probably shot clock at 4. Brunson drives up Champagny, pulls back his first shot of the night. Score.
And that's tough. You see the Spurs pick up full court, force him into a difficult shot, and then Jalen Brunson does what he does, finishes off the play after great defense by the Spurs.
That was supposed to be a violation. Champagny gets inside, can't hit the foul. By the way, Brunson scores 5 3-pointers. He is turned into Brunson.
Are planning for the guards to pick up their pressure a little bit more in the
You have 8 seconds to get it over the timeline. So it makes that difficult sometimes. Great double team. Towns gets it. Finds Ananobi. Out the hearts. Good ball movement from the hooks. Bridges a floater. Over Wembanyama. Past the front with a rebound. And Fox picks it up.
you want an aggressive track on Brunson. They're going to force him to give it up.
Fox's first shot can't get it. Tackles the rebound. Well, so often in these playoff series, the team that loses the prior game comes out with such desperation. Brunson leans it in. And a fact. Game of the first with a right knee. The injury
Ends up out Brunson.
Brunson is the second. By the way,
It's never the first quarter with Brunson. Where you're worried most about Brunson is those last 5 minutes.
when he is ready to get the Eagles in the top three.
Oh my God.
It's not
The Titans getting made the
well, the Indians
even better.
not more than 7 games. Fox did not shoot well in game 1, kicks it out. Vassell, Champagne, fires away, and second another.
Well, there's one guy who's been dialed in for the Spurs coming out of their conference final, continuing into game 1. Julian Champagne right now is feeling that.
Ball deflected. Castle comes up with it. And a whistle was a fact. Makes up 13 fouls already. Not even 2 minutes in. So, up shot. And gets it in off the glass. Castle's so strong, so tough. Like Brown was talking about that. How physical, how tough the Spurs guards are. Ananobi drives on Wemby, gets inside. Lamp was done. Uses the rim as a shield.
And Mike, Brunson has a foul, Bridges has a foul, and Josh Hart has a foul in the first 3 minutes of this game.
Vassell. Bridges stops him. Ball hooked away by Tom. Champagne comes up with it. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. We saw one of those the other night. Bruce McBride had one of those. Double team, swarming defense right now from San Antonio. Brunson trying to find some room, floats it out. Ananobi, fake, fire, hits. Well, the Ananobi the 3-pointer.
And he has so much patience in those corners, but you're seeing now a different approach here early in Brunson. They're giving him a lot more traffic, forcing the kickouts, and OG Anunoby took his time in the corner.
Wembanyama kicks it back out. Castle, plenty of space. Hit, long rebound. Bridges. Champagne, the taller player on Brunson, gets inside. Brunson can't get to the ball. Slow getting out the other way. Castle drives inside. Bridges right with him. Comes up short. Wemby keeps it alive. Ball loose. Ananobi throws it ahead. Brunson, one man to beat. Goes right at the center. Blocked by the center. Where he kicks it out of bounds. Played 8.5 minutes. It's an early one. Drive inside from Buck. Step down the bounds. First turnover for you don't know where. That's the fewest minutes he's played all game. He's the NBA's 6th-man winner. Drives into the paint. Stops. Finds Wemby. It's with the plus.
And that's where you love to see Wemby on those weak side slashes. He didn't just stay out of the perimeter, see if there was going to be a kick out. He saw an opportunity to dive. Keldon Johnson, a nice find.
No hesitation, but can't hit. Champagne grabs a rebound. Excellent start for the Spurs. So Hopper's in. Castle gets inside. Comes up short. Brunson looks to push.
He can't believe he missed out. He just short-armed that reverse.
And Brunson nails a 3. That's what Mike Brown wants when he looks the fast pace, right?
And that's a 5-point swing. That's Stephon Castle at the rim. That should be an easy lay. Instead, now you've got numbers the other way for the next early push.
Champagne to Harper. Harper, that great start the other night, and off to a great start. A beautiful drive to the basket. He is fearless going to the rim.
RJ, every single perimeter player for San Antonio was taught the basketball, and they've had intent on getting into the paint.
Bridges up top. Brown slides hard. Hart does not shoot the 3. Drives inside. Wemby right there to greet him. Towns gets a good look. This 3-pointer off the mark. Johnson the rebound. Wemby kicks it out. Johnson, guarded by Bridges. Wembanyama, 3-pointer. And Hart grabs the rebound. Hart had 15 rebounds
in game one. Bridges, dangerous champagne, almost got a piece of it. And I know he drives on champagne. Might be working. Good ball moving here. Grizzlies on the drive. Picks up the count. Hart floater as a shot clock's expired.
YOLO.
Great defensive.
That phone died. That's why I didn't go live on it.
Four free throws in the game. Castle back to the free throw line. This is that first Castle.
His points. I think you look at him in key moments in the game. He takes his time and he's working with them.
So players off the bench. And a foul on Towns. They're in the penalty for it in game one. Played just 10 minutes. Left up short. Towns the rebound. Throws it ahead. Shot has one man to beat. It's Harper inside layup is no good. In and out. Mike Brown upset, but he got hit. First come the other way. Harper fakes. Harper drives. Harper closes. Oh, once again, a spark off the bench from the 20-year-old.
And Carl Anthony Towns couldn't contest that the way he wanted. That would have been his second foul.
Foul on the entry pass there. That's a good 7-point San Antonio lead. Spurs led by 10 in the first quarter of game one. Towns quick catch and shoot. That's such a sweet shooting big man.
And this is that time to win out the game. You have more options. You got 3-point shot, and this is when they attacked the paint last game.
Lockwood misfires. Towns quick outlet. Now the Spurs get back nice defensively. McBride to Bridges. Bounce to Brooks, an extra pass, shot it off the bounce. Now fires away. Way off. McBride gets the rebound. The last foul, by the way, was on Parkwood, and they changed the Cornet foul to the cell. Bridges, the cell all over him. Smothering defense early here from San Antonio. And Brunson to tonight. Right. Blocked by Towns. Towns played some excellent defense in game one. I think that's just Carter Bryant trying to make a play. He wants to have an impact on the game so badly. Rushed that a little bit, did not read the floor. Towns drives on Cornet, lays it in as he goes crashing to the floor.
And another paint point. When he's out the game, you can straight line drive. We saw that in the open. Carl Anthony Towns attacking Luke Cornet.
The cell, no hesitation. Bridges grabs a miss. Carter Bryant, another terrific, talented rookie. And Cornet knocks down Brunson. Zing. They quick play activates if they want. Brunson. They draw a foul. Looked like he got bumped from behind. Ball hanging around. The crowd comes out of it. Post back. Jump shot. In and out. Cornet for rebound. Nick shooting just 35% from the field. As Fox returns. Fox sneaks inside. Knocked away. Gets it back.
He getting traded in the summer.
So everybody left the basketball and they let Eric Fox get an easy one. Shot it drives. It's got it. It's foul. Or they do a hack image. Line drive. How about that? This has not seen the improvement in terms of the numbers. Misses that one. The silver rebounds.
But that's a compliment to Mitchell Robinson. He has such an impact on the game that makes the Knicks have to make a decision on if they play him.
McBride and Harper. The cell off the bounce. Sticks in the lane. High off the glass. The cell, who has been one of the most consistent Spurs in these playoffs, did not have an exceptionally terrific game in game one. But a good start. Now Robinson again. They can do this until he was going to miss the NBA Finals. That one will wall off.
To their heads. So if you have something to take your mind off of that, then it can help you out.
Well, a strategy helping out the Spurs. Robinson goes 1 for 4 on the 2 trips. Spurs up by 5. Fox, the cell. Fake back out to Fox. And Anobi tries to close. Fox hits the 3. 4 3-pointer for San Antonio. 4 for 8 here in the first. And right now, San Antonio is using the Knicks' ability to close out and chase the basketball against them. They're overly aggressive on their closeout, and now San Antonio's found a rhythm. Gets that one gone.
Strategize to get him off the court.
How about points for Kachule? That's including the cheers in his own head that he's experiencing right now to hit a pair. What a relief for him. Shot searching. Sees it open. He gets inside and lays it up. Watch out. A better bounce from the step. And not that it's an excuse, but he has not been the same since he turned his right ankle in the second round. He won't use it as an excuse, but he's not been moving as well. Good start tonight. Brunson double team off of Harper's leg. And he hands it back to Brunson. The cell in pursuit. Shot clock at 3. Brunson on the drive. Lanes in. The bowler's up. Shot can't get it. Harper on the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cell. 2-on-1 break. Alley-oop the Fox. He lays it up and in. And it's a 10-point lead. This like game 1, Spurs double-figure lead in the first quarter. And that's the advantage of having guards that rebound like this. They can push it immediately and get the ball advanced. And Obi had it knocked away, gets it back. Once again, the 24. Down to 4, pass inside to Robinson, lays it up and in. Good pass from Ananobi. Back out. Watch 9 points here in this third quarter. 4 or 5 from the field. Wemby against Robinson. Shot clock. What a foul. Ananobi done.
You guys want to run. Other than the hack-a-mitch portion of the game, just how do you like the pace of the game? So,
Well, the pace has been pretty good. We still got to take passing.
thank you. That's so much. Like,
All right, let's hit. Cap misses a 3. Mavanyala grabs the rebound. His third. Harper for Wemby. Passes out there. Champagne and Calvin Johnson. On 3 goes to Pencil. And it's quickly a 12-point lead. Mention where the most growth has come from for Casa. I think it's that. His confidence in his perimeter shooting. Ananobi for the drive. Alvarado's checked in for the first time for the Knicks. Now step back and nailed the shot.
He's just been picking his spots so well. His shot attempts are down, but it's when he shoots, when he takes his time and he looks at the defense. He's just been doing such a great job of that all postseason.
Got it, pokes it away. Spurs hold on. Got the double. Champagne has a little room, lets it fly. Mavanyala puts it back out to Castle. Fakes. Grimes goes inside.
Don't be surprised if the Knicks pick up Ant-Man this all season. I'm saying it first. Y'all heard it here first. Don't be surprised if the Knicks pick up Ant-Man this all season.
To the rebound.
That'll be a immaculate takeout. Then whenever Brunson come out, that's another 30 walking bucket. Nah, niggas talking about bring Wendy to New York. They dumb or some shit. That's why
The community.
shot had everybody ready to film up, including the females that was there. Oh yeah, what's the name? What's actually? It was.
On drives to the basket. Alvarado gets inside, flips it up, swatting out of bounds by Wemby. Drives inside, and slams it home. Well, Anthony Towns in double figures. Spurs lead cut to 5. Man, is he comfortable right now? He's making everybody reach to RJ's point. That's good defense there. Ananobi comes up with it. OG Ananobi goes right in the barn, spins, kicks it up my drive, corner 3. And Penny can hold on. The Whopper was right there. Kicks it. Attacks the ring and draws it back. He goes down hard.
And smart like he did there. He even had a pump fake and got to a mid-range player. And then he's joined a place like the San Antonio Spurs.
When Jalen Brunson was back in the locker room after the knee injury, Hard back in. Hard had 2 quick fouls. McBride searching. Towns got Castle and great recognition from Josh Hart.
He's putting on a show right now. I mean, he's showing you everything he's got. The finesse from the perimeter and then the power game.
Champagne back in. Harrison Barnes stays in. Castle hesitant. Foul line jumper. Can't get it. Boxing out his Towns. He's got 5 rebounds to go with 14 points. Down stakes. This is where Carl Anthony Towns has to get in the paint. Right here, hit the three. That's got to be so hard taking a three with that body coming out to that length. Mike Brown didn't like it, that's for sure. That's a really difficult shot, and it's early in the clock. No need. Fox turns it over the other way. 5-point games. You come up on 4 minutes left here in the second. Carl Anthony Towns, little heat check there. Fox nearly stripped. They let the play there, a lot of contact there. Fox gets inside, draws a foul and one. The Knicks are complaining that Fox.
Like, doesn't it feel like every time the Spurs go up 12-13, it seems like that's when the Knicks go back to 4 to 5, keeping it within reach.
And as a result, keeping the roof from blowing off this place. When you're on the road, it's so important to keep those runs short and stay within striking distance as the Knicks have to this point. Colorado shot clock winding down as they throw it up. They've been serious. That's tough. You promo code splash and shot up the road. You'd rather win than breathe.
Well, that's the way he plays. That's the intensity he plays with it. And look, I'm not surprised. We did his first game in Philly when he joined the Knicks and had an outstanding performance.
Fox pulls up, jumper, off the mark, back the rebound. Rebounding numbers, Spurs have done a good job again. They're +5 right now. And that third foul on Castle's important. He's going to sit the rest of the half. Brunson's going to check back in, and you won't have him to guard him to close out this quarter. The flex of Towns gets it. That's Bridges' second shot of the game, and his first points. And a tight ball by Sidney. 6 points for Hype.
It's going to be like that, so, but okay.
Puts the pressure on Bridges. Robinson back in the game. Spurs only have 15 fouls. Brunson steps back. Brunson had a hot start. Been sitting a while. Finds out an open. Shot clock winding down. But still right on top of them. Not going to get it off inside. 24-second violation. The way these teams are defending, each of those 4 turnovers, that's pretty good considering how physical the defense is. Fox gets inside, comes up short, Robinson the rebound.
And that's one of those moments, Mike, where you were saying that's defending right there without fouling. Great job of contested De'Aaron Fox and not giving it up.
And I know he flattens away. Hit the 3 for the rebound. Lost it. Gets it back to Sell. Corner 3 is up. That's well short. Bridges to Brunson. Spurs again get back defensively well. Blocked by Cornette. Harper against Ananobi goes inside. Blocked by Ananobi. And Hart comes the other way. Spectacular defensive play. Bridges nails the 3. OG Ananobi, one of the elite defenders in the league. A massive block there.
Yeah, he felt like he should have been first team. All defense, he was second team and happy about it, but he gets an opportunity to prove why he felt he should have been on that first roster.
Cornet. The Cell pokes away from Hart. Ball kicked out of bounds, and it's going to be still Nick Ball.
Clearly, I thought he timed some pucks well. But here, it's not about the defense. It's about your will, and it's about how you would.
Champagne back in, as is Kelvin Johnson. Bridges chasing the Cell. Wemby against Mitchell Robinson. Gap step. Drive. Robinson stays with him nicely. Penny. Quick release. Contested 3. That won't go. Puck for the rebound. Still loose. And a loose ball foul against the Knicks. To the weak side. My mistake. The foul is on Ananobi. As Wemby and Robinson. Robinson's just got hit with a tip of the foul. Good play on. Number gets a free throw, so under 5 to play here in the second. Harper's got it right with him. Stolen by Ananobi. Ananobi gets inside and a foul. More couple. Ananobi had a slow start. Shot. They can call him a lot of things, including really spread your fingers on the ball when you shoot it. His shooting is much improved, Legs.
No question about it. Comes off with perfect backspin, back rotation, so he gets that soft bounce like he just did on that free throw.
Champagne off the bounce. Floats it up. Ball knocked loose. And I don't know the guard because you know it's waiting behind you with that lob. That's comfortable with having to answer the call. 4-point Spurs lead. Just another 4.5 to go. Second quarter. Bounce back in. Brunson trying to get away from Harper. Gets into the tank. Kicks it out to Dallas. Now then kicks it out. Here's Bridges to Brunson. Up top, Anunoby drives. Right back down. Bridges corner three is good. Bridges now 3 for 3 from 3-point range. That's one of the best Knicks possessions I've seen offensively. And the entire postseason, multiple dribble penetration. Move that ball till you get a clean look. Eldon Johnson bounces around. How many shots have we seen go that high and go through the hoop in these playoffs? Good off the bounce. This guy's landing backs it home. And the Knicks take the lead. First lead.
That's all we be needing, that first lead, and then we ain't giving it back. We'll give it back, but we gonna get it right back. That's why they my team.
So, watching this 3-point.
Money. Oh, good shot. 4-point play, guys.
Mullet at one point. Really burning my career. Brunson goes down the lane. Layup is good. A rare open space. Going to the red for Jalen Brunson. He's in double figures. And it's back to 1. Bridges chasing Fox. Fox an outstanding first half. Throws it up top to Sell. Off the bounce to Sell inside. Double clutch. Can't get it. Bridges the rebound. That's deflected by Fox. Gallant comes up with it. Brunson steps into a 3. And now. And Wembanyama with a stiff rebound. Knicks are playing so fast right now. Their surge up the floor has really got San Antonio backpedaling defensively. Very difficult to match up and find shooters. Bridges an outstanding defender. Guarding Fox. Champagne against Towns. Goes into the paint. Stops. Kicks it up top to Sell. Quick release. Now that's Jordan Brunson the rebound. OG Anunoby goes right at Wemby. Reverse layup. Can't get it. Ball back out of bounds. Last touchdown. Brunson brings it up. Castle guarding him. Bridges. The Spurs had a stretch where they were just suffocating defensively. It's found out some spots. Fox deflects it out of bounds.
He said obviously he need more than just 4 shots. He thought they missed him at the rim a couple of times. He said hopefully we can triple those shot attempts in the second half.
All right, Lisa, you see Towns again beating Wembanyama to the rebound. The putback Knicks up 6. It's their largest lead of the game. So double team out back. Wait a minute. First half ended. Brunson knocks it away. Brunson with his second steal. Drives inside back to 100. Anunoby. Ball about a 3 now. Drives his floater. Won't go. Wemby gets it. Ball taken by himself.
I'm curious to see how Castle reacts now that he's back here in the second half after those 3 fouls.
I'm sorry. I'm outside. I don't got it.
1-on-1. Wembanyama finds a spot. Jump shot and smooth. Maybe now we'll get him going. Looks smooth there. Really important shot. I actually thought he was just going to jab Anunoby and just shoot that jump from the baseline. Still found it.
Close. I don't ask nobody for no liquor.
It's in the period. I don't know.
We're complaining about today. That's what he said, Gus. I'm not talking about you. Never asked me for none of my liquor. Or you don't ask me to roll up. You always come around. You probably got your own weed. And if you don't even let me know you don't got no weed. You see if I'm passing my stuff to you, but if I don't, you can go back in the crib, do whatever you're doing. That's how my life is running. At the end of the day, I got mad clips in my crib. So I'm always going to smoke. Yeah, I don't be knowing I'm smoking clips because it look just like this.
He's struggled shooting 3s in these playoffs.
So next.
The 3-point ball is not been able to fall. Wemby, he tries a 3. That misses. Hart traps down the rebound. Got 4 of those tonight. Brunson pulls up 3-pointer, knocks it down.
Brunson pull up 3-pointer, knocks it down. Captain clutch.
Still just the opening minutes of the third. Good defense from Castle. Brunson drives on Castle, leans in, finds lost the ball.
Who won't tell me any different?
Aaron Fox a crossover.
It's a question P. What's up, gang?
Ward 6 assists, 4 steals. A quieter night tonight. Free throws good. And now counting that free throw, that's just 5 points in transition for the Spurs off of 9 mixed turnovers. So really putting some pressure.
It's me what I'm smoking. Just know you can't smoke with me.
Over the screen. Gets it to Shabbat. Shabbat corner of Bridges. Bridges have to shoot. Shot clock winding down. The 3. Bridges is 4 for 4. Been superb tonight. Box jab step. Bridges trying to harass him. Box gets away. Gets to the foul line. Left open. And an offensive foul call. Wembanyama picks up his first. Hey, and none of that really got off the ground. That should be great action for them. And he picks up on the switch. Spurs really playing physical on the perimeter. Brunson now gets into the offense. He's already 5 on the shot clock. Finds Shabbat. Shabbat out the Towns. Fakes, drives. Back up top. Shabbat's not going to get it off the time he does. Nope, they wave it off. 24-second violation. Who the hell got problem? No. I never dribble. For me, it's either catch or shoot or catch and drive. Castle the drive. I don't know. Be right there with Wembanyama. Well, the fuck game started. Guard getting their feet in the paint, drawing the defense to the baseline. Victor Wembanyama had 2 of those baskets early. That's his first touch similarly. And Penny's played some good defense in these playoffs. Castle goes to help. Brunson gets it away. Shabbat open and knocks down the 3. Landry Shabbat. His first 3 of the night. You can't leave Landry Shabbat. The risk versus reward. He is the hottest man in the NBA playoffs. You can't leave him to try and get a steal. 58% from 3. The 7th open 3. Can't answer. Wemby Stitt doesn't go. The second one is good. That second jump is always so impressive. From elevated finishing.
Yeah, you got to kill your head.
Towns.
You crunching them up.
Carl Anthony Towns overpowering. Parker in the game.
You just hit the one buck where you unpack them.
So gotta throw a lob pass. Somehow it gets to Wemby. Missed the shot. Foul ball the entire way. It's the free throw. With blitzes, they're coming from different angles, different locations, and the Knicks are doing a great job recognizing and reading. Bridges comes out of the back. Throws at the Towns. Fakes, gets to the corner, tied up. Good defense from Castle. Bridges locks it in the Towns. Towns is held on the entry pass. We're going to count the basket. Left a lot harder, but Stephon Castle already had his arms up in Carl Anthony Towns' space. Away. 3-pointer won't go, and it'll be fights.
They about to run it up. None of us about to be living in New York.
And now you get an opportunity to get him off the floor. Is this what you may go to? The hack of Mitchell Robinson right here. That's a drive, straight shot, in and out. Rebound, Castle. There's Harper, Shabbat guarding him. Johnson swings it. Castle lines up the 3 and nails the 3-pointer. With you right now with Mitchell Robinson. Richards gets away from Harper. Richards kicks it out of Brunson. Brunson bounces, leans in. Back shot way off. The second shot, that misses. Fight for the rebound. Calvin Johnson once again. The Spurs with the response. Oh, here's the movie. Missed it. Shabbat comes the other way. Frenetic pace right now. Brunson inside. Bridges turns, shoots, and scores. Mikal Bridges 6 of 7 from the field. He's got 16 points. Well, that's tough. Spurs have the momentum. You got a situation where a lot for Wemby, and then you don't convert, and then you give up a wide open jumper the other way. 4-point swing. Blocked by Robinson. Castle shot. Bridges back to Brunson. Brunson's only 4 of 16 from the field. Wemby guarding him. Little jab step. No reason to back up on a jab if you're Wemby. You can recover with your leg. Close that space. Gamet finds some room. Can't hit. Rebound Vassell. That's a good point. That jab should do nothing to Wemby. If you jab, I'm moving forward. I want to force everybody into a drive. Bridges almost came up with a steal. What can you hit from a three? Brunson and Anunoby, dangerous pass. Anunoby drives, layup. It's not a tough layup. Third quarter. You want to know why you get in the weight room? Right there, OG Anunoby. That's just one scratch. Sweet ball from Castle. The Basketball Countries Association announced that today. What a great coach. Former head coach of mine. He did the Nuggets. Calvin Johnson took the steal. Spurs need Calvin Johnson. Anyways, he's the spirit of the team. Apropos back. Drives on Bridges. Gets into the paint. Finds Cornette. Wemby on the bench right now. Under 3 to play here in the third.
Who would have thought New York Knicks won the championship 8 years ago? I didn't. We still was watching Warriors and Cavaliers 8 years ago.
Since Bridges. They had very good defense. Loose McKnight off the bounce. 2 pointers up. It's good. Man, that's a tough young guy that could probably go get his own shot if you have to. That's his first points of the night. Yeah, Betty, Alvarado closes on him. Gamet starting Castle. Castle off the bounce, gets inside. Shot no good. Bridges the rebound. They are running the play here in this third quarter, no question about it. And as they should. These are 2 of the best teams in the league right now that both play the same type of physical basketball. Bridges snapping another. This is 7 of 8 from the field. 8-point Nick lead, under 2 to play, third quarter. That's your answer. RJ, what are they going to do? They're going to make 2 really difficult off the dribble. Calvin Johnson using the screen, goes inside, draws the foul. It's Robinson. Johnson misses the free throw. Back to the Celtics. Johnson hits 1 of 2. Spurs have missed 7 free throws. Nets, meanwhile, have missed 4. 7-point game. Back to play in the third. Bridges on the drive. Lost it. Got it. Tries again. Gets into the paint. Same shot. Same result. Bridges working. He's got 20. He missed his first shot of the night. He's in 8 in a row. And that's why you give up all those first round picks for the KO Bridges. Back up for sign up. Dangerous pass, but Sharks gets it. Johnson's going to try a 3. Alvarado the rebound. Under a minute to play.
You got this one too. Went up 2-0.
Got a quick release on the 3. Robinson had to put that out of his hands. Third quarter. Bridges gets free. Up top, Robinson. Alley-oop to Robinson. I'm going to cut the pass from Bridges. Not using the screen. Gets it back. Lumbernyama fakes. Pulls up. Jump shot. Boy, he finally got himself on a Bridges kicks it out. Alvarado, 3-pointer. In and out. Rebound tipped. Alvarado's going to get another chance. That one misses. Robinson tip, no goal. And the third quarter. Yeah, you got to step up on some plays, and you got to keep playing. They made a lot of shots. 10 o'clock, tough shot. Bring over the afternoon. He's going to walk the game down. Wembanyama needs to square up on Mitchell Robinson and just shoot the basketball. You're not going to get by him off the dribble. Pass on inside. Calvin Johnson. Couple of fakes. Goes up. Blocked by Robinson. And the rebound. Mitchell Robinson having an impact. He's played 12 minutes. And how about Mike Brown? Not subbing in the quarter to bring in another starter. Staying with that same group. How good this bench has been to close out the third quarter. Leaves them out here at the start of the fourth. They already make a defensive play. McBride finds the room. High arcing shot. Can't get it. The tip won't go. But McBride has it. Bridges fires away. Alvarado comes racing in for the offensive rebound. Gamet tries a 3. So Landry shoots. And it's a 12-point lead, largest of the game for the Knicks. And you give up 2 offensive rebounds right there. Long rebounds, they have to be secured right now. Every detail matters for the Spurs.
Can't wait till the Christmas game. It's gonna be me all season for them boys. It's my team now. I'm telling y'all.
Shot, can't get it. Ball tip, Fox Robinson tips it again.
They won 100 guns, 100 clips. They got belts to eyes. They jump from note. Yeah.
Marcel right back in the jump on a slam.
They put up a fight though. Not a good enough one. We wasn't going to 7 or 6. Get them up out of here.
Some thick strides. And decides not to shoot. A wise decision. With weapon yellow right there. Fox smothering Brunson on a foul. Still so much time remaining. Brittany sets the screen, gets it, kicks it out. Shot number 3. Towns the rebound. Brunson's going to try a 3-pointer. Off the mark, and Vasil grabs it. That one wasn't close. Here comes Harper. Down the left, lays it up and in. 5-point game. Playing fast, critical right now for the Spurs. Get out of the open floor, Webby with a nice seal under the rim. Bridges guarded by Wembanyama. Shoots over, shot no good. Rebound Castle. Castle with tails on him. Now we'll pull back. Alley-oop. Wembanyama can't get at the ball. This is a rare statement, but I believe that there's too much physicality right now. Johnson guarded by Castle. There's not a lot of freedom of movement, that's for sure. And that's what I'm talking about. Just too much banging and didn't get carried away. And it's they've led by as many as 12. Spurs had a 12-point lead in the first half. But Wembanyama, slow first half. He's all on here. Fox picks it out. Parkland drives inside. Layup can't get it, but a foul. Well, the Spurs have done fairly well with lefty guards off the bench. That one rattles in. Up and down 9 points. And Spurs have missed 8 free throws. That's Brunson again, with Castle right with him every step of the way. Brunson up top, Ananobi drives, looking, gets it in the corner, guy fires, can't hit, Hart comes flying in and grabs the rebound, but lost it. Bridges gets caught on a screen. Castle keeps his dribble alive, leans in, Towns helping defense, stolen by Ananobi. There's Brunson, goes at Champagny, layup is up and good. A floater from Jalen Brunson. It's been a struggle. He was just 4 of 17 from the field. Well, the next. It doesn't matter what his record is or how many shots he's missed in the first 3 quarters. When it gets to that final 4, that's when he shows up at his best. The cell. And Ananobi mad at himself, picks up this by Brunson. Castle trying to draw some contact. Comes up short. Towns with the rebound. Castle's down. Kicks it out. Ananobi. Open 3-pointer. In and out. Rebound check. Bridges keeps it alive. McBride tries a 3. It's good. Deuce McBride with the 3-pointer. And the lead team in the Conference Finals on the road. Wembanyama. Castle's on the bench right now. Wemby shot. Roll off the rim. Brunson the rebound. And I think that was a foul on Wemby. But the way they've been calling it tonight, they're letting that physicality go. Brunson now picked up from Wembanyama. Cross court McBride. Finds Towns. 8 on the 24. Ananobi. Drives on Wemby. Gets inside. Throws it down. The force of OG Ananobi. Largest Larper trying to answer. Can't get it for a foul. As the Spurs scramble out of the double team, I think you might need to play him a little bit more straight up here because the Knicks have solved this. And Castle on the bench right now, critical player, landed awkwardly. Seemed to be okay, but he's on the bench. Brunson picked up by Wembanyama. Crossover. Leans in. That's inside. Shot blocked by Champagne. Towns gets it back. And a 24-second violation. How about that defense? Aaron Fox back in. Fox steps back, tries a three-pointer. Aaron Fox is still on the bench for the Spurs. Played him straight up the last time. They just let him on his switch against one defender. I think that's the best way to approach this for the Spurs right now. Ranks on the floor. Towns had it, lost it. Brunson looking. Finds McBride. McBride's going to have to put it up. Throws it up. Shot no good. Rebound taken by Gussy. Under 5 to play. Okay, if you're the Spurs, you're going to have to keep getting either free throws to stop the clock, or you're going to have to knock down some threes. Fox gets in there, adjusts beautifully, and banks it home. Little Fox Fury here in the fourth quarter. It's a 7-point game. And that's why they stuck with Fox in the fourth quarter of game 1. This shot's is in at any time. He can get it going. Bridges.
Hey, shot who's breaking day with me. Yeah, I'm fried right now. And the sun coming up. Get off this at like 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Well, spins, layup, he banks it. It's back to 5, another timeout. Brunson, layup, shot block, Champagne, Wemby right there. 4 o'clock for Wemby. Got numbers. Vassell, three-pointer. Down to Bridges. Just suffocating defense from the Spurs. Bridges gets it to Brunson. Shot clock already down to 8. Brunson a three-pointer. Short. Rubbing down on the rebound. The offense has gone flat. That pressure is starting to bother them. Ball stolen by Bridges. Keeps it in bounds. Bridges drives, goes inside, kicks it out. Brunson. Wide open three-pointer. In and out. Champagne the rebound. Nothing will fall for the Knicks right now. We're in the paint. It's the game. Playing Jalen Brunson with one guy. The last 5 or 6 possessions. Staying home. 3-point shoots. Telling other defenders to get it done. Grab it. Let's try to end this drought. Fox pokes it away. Goes in the corner. Ananobi. He's so out of bounds. Ananobi wanted to throws right now offensively. Have been trusting De'Aaron Fox. He's been the guy that Ananobi hits the first 2. What freedom of movement. There's a wrestling match on every single play. And that run. Back to a 3-point lead with 2.5 remaining. Fox splits the defense. Almost falls down to Wembanyama. I think De'Aaron Fox is not moving right now. It looks like he's moving gingerly. Yep. A little bit of a grimace. Well, that breakdown happened because they couldn't contain Fox on the track. Now you're compromised on the back end. Bridges, the cell right on top of him.
You turn it off, they still won't be able to shoot me.
Somebody's going to have to shoot. Ananobi drives, layup, can't get it. Back for the rebound. Next out of bounds. Bridges catches. Bridges inside.
So you're not gonna turn off the light.
By 3, under 2 to play. That'll happen. You cannot let the inbounder step in and get an uncontested layup in this situation.
That's mine.
Into the corner of a cell.
That one's rough side.
Step back, free-footer. Way off an air ball. This grabs the rebound. Ahead to Bridges. Brunson drives up. Gets in left.
Please. But you don't have to if you don't really want to.
On a goal to him. Benedict take a 2-0 lead. Then the Spurs even things up. A 1-point game here in game 2 of the finals. See, Brunson's not even on the ball right now. Bridges looking. And Benny going again. Shot clock at 7. Bridges finds some room, goes inside. Harper takes the rim. Shut up by Ananobi. Wemby inside layup. It's good. Regaining the lead. Their first lead of the second half. He played like it in the second half after a very subpar first half. And after trailing by 14 here in the fourth,
Spurs by 2. Final minute here in game 2. Brunson bumped by Champagne. Brunson on the drive, stops, falling away. It's up. Jalen Brunson, another clutch shot. We're tied again. I think you go 2 for 1. I don't think you allow Jalen Brunson to have the last shot of the game if you milk this clock. Wemby can't hit, rebound, block ball, and Obi comes up with it. And the Knicks will call one of their timeouts in space. Bridges gets it into the hands of Brunson, passing right on top of him. They do have a foul again so they can be aggressive on defense, and there it is. Pulls up, jump shot. Back to the one more ball, running the rebound. 12 seconds remaining. Stolen by Brunson. And knocked down by Wemby. Brunson will shoot free throws with 9.5 remaining. Oh, what a turnaround in that sequence. So think they weren't totally clear on if they wanted a timeout or they wanted to. Brunson misses. Back to the rebound. We lost it. Barnett has it. And a timeout call by San Antonio. Pass on the inbound. Fox gets it. Bridges on him. 4 seconds. Fox to Wembanyama. Pulls up. Jumper. Won't go. Inbound to the center. It's over. It's over. The Knicks survive. This magic carpet ride continues. Again, part of the reason is there's so many Knicks fans that gets open to Brunson. We are watching.
Game 5, tag them up.
Pitching out the corner, Bridges off the bounce.
Make their asses stay in Texas. No sense of y'all come back to New York until November or December.
Super San Antonio defense when he saw the pressure.
Cause you know how they do the Christmas matches as the playoff, the finals rematch.
At 7, the Aaron Fox off the bounce. Can't Petty right back to Fox. Someone's going to have to shoot it quickly. It's going to be Castle. Got clock winding down. Can't get back the ball out and over the rebound. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to get trigger shot. You look for players that might have struggled in the series, struggled in the prior game. Will they come out and be aggressive? And Obi changes his mind. Wembanyama right up on it. Drives, goes out. He is not afraid. Falls down. Hangs on to it. Bart has it. Shot clock winding down. Bart's going to have to shoot forward. Jumpers up with it. And Wemby the rebound. 3 trips, 3 disjointing possessions really for both teams. Not a lot of movement. Not able to really put 2 feet in the paint and collapse the defense. Vassell, double team. Back up, back. The Spurs have led by double figures in each of the first quarters. So turns it over. Here comes Hart the other way. Not only have they led after the first, they've led by double figures in all 4 games. Bridges left open momentarily. And also a lot for many of these players. This is the biggest game of their careers. Brunson, so Hart gets inside, layup shot, missed it. Bounds had it, lost it, and another loose ball foul. Ball the foul at the start of the game, getting ball movement and getting into the lane. Bounds has Vassell on it. Limit turnover to take good shots. Bounds goes inside, right out the center. By Wemby. Spurs ball. Can't Petty. Extra pass. Wemby running the floor. What's he get on? From one end of the court to the other. Took advantage of the fact that Karl Anthony Towns was on the ground behind the play. That's a straight rim run for Victor Wembanyama right down the middle of the floor. Towns double team. Bridges cross court. Brunson wide open. Gets a chance to bounce it and nails the 3. He hasn't been wide open in weeks. No, and again, that starts with the double team on Karl Anthony Towns. Forces the Spurs into a rotation, leaving Brunson wide open. Fox off the mark over the backboard. Because there was a 3-point shooter running to the corner, and with Towns down, Wemby didn't meet any resistance in the lane. Towns goes right at Wemby. Flips it up top, blocked again. Second block already for Wemby. They're trying to go at Wemby with that one foul. And I think that's the right gameplay adjustment. Wembanyama goes right at Towns. That shot misses. Champagne picks up and in. So it's close. Now Bridges. Look at the Knicks are starting their offense extended all the way out. Every catch is tough. And Obi 524 goes right. Wemby shot block. Piece of it. 3 blocks already. The center on the front court. Pops up the drive, goes inside, double clutch. Can it get it? Rebound Towns. Lots of contact. Goes inside. Block for the foul. And it'll be knocking down. That hesitation was so good. Wembanyama had a 12 block game earlier in the playoffs. The finals block record is 9. Dwight Howard. Block nearly pokes it away. Vassell, good defense from Bridges. Vassell has to change spots. Shot clock at 7. 1-on-1. Wemby and Towns. Towns got a hand in there and a foul. He's first. First free throw goes down. 19 foot area. And he gets some room. I think he's just got to turn, rise up, and take that jump shot. That's the Dirk Nowitzki shot, the Kevin Durant shot. Thompson rushes up the floor. Dylan Harper also has come out for the Spurs. So often in these huge games, the bench player to make the difference between a win and a loss. Towns way outside. Too strong. Kelvin Johnson falls in the one-handed rebound. So whoops into Johnson. Johnson right off the bench gets inside, floats it up. Short. Wembanyama tips it in. Well, I give him credit. He picked up the early foul. It has not changed his aggressiveness on both ends of the floor. There he's crashing the offensive glass, which could be susceptible to a foul. So he is playing right now with max aggressiveness. You know, he misses. Rebound taken by Castle. Knicks are now 1 of 10 from the field, but only down by 3. Well, normally the Spurs are shooting the ball like better. That's why we see this double-digit lead every first quarter for the Spurs. They're just 3 for 8. Launches his first shot. That rookie wastes no time. And if you notice, as the season has progressed for Dylan Harper, he's gotten into the first quarter earlier and earlier. And there's a reason he is playing with such confidence right now. Bounce, kicks it out. And Obi gets his playing look. Knocks it down. He is shooting 56% from 3 here in these finals. That's on the extra pass. Release. Vassell can't get it. Bounds the rebound. As has been so often the case, OG Anunoby, the stabilizer for the Knicks when they go through these droughts. He typically has been the guy to get a big basket. Jalen Brunson folds up, can't get to the goal. Knocked out of bounds. Likes being back here. Hawk puts it. Cornette's in. Wembanyama will sit. Brunson immediately goes inside. Picks it up. Hawk corner 3. Vassell the rebound. Knicks are 2 for 13 from the field. Hawk gets in the paint. The corner's up.
Holla at y'all later, man.
And